work is not yet finished.
Sonic Mania box. And already, we have our first issue. 2D Sonic is back. The concept of 2D Sonic. We also have such other quotes as brand new adventure, even though it copies stages from the older game, literally, shamelessly. What do we got here? Welcome to the next level, even though the next level looks like the previous level, like taking 45 steps backwards behind Sonic Adventure. There's also this last one up here, gorgeous pixelated graphics. I would just like to point out that the art on this box does not represent what the actual game looks like. There's also jerking off the statue and Welko Mitat Henex to level. Because they cannot put this on any other console and expect it to profit. So, immediate negative. Box within a box. You're wasting my money. And this box came upside down. As you can see, they also wasted their money by reprinting everything they have on the other box on this box, minus the jerking off of the statue. Whatever. Got a card in here that's virtually impossible to get out. It's a nice piece of metal. It's got 80s artwork from when Sonic wasn't really that appealing on it. We got on one side Sonic, and then on the other side Knuckles and Tails. So I figure maybe I will just grab a black marker and erase out Sonic and Tails, and then I got a card with Knuckles on it that says Sonic Mania, because Knuckles still doesn't have his own game that's worth anything. Then we have the game itself, because SEGA never fully let go of the Genesis or the 32X, this is a cartridge. It plays the game, but alongside the motherboard, they have decided to stick in a golden ring that will power the next gen graphics. F that. I hate my life. So I said they couldn't let go of the SEGA Genesis, and I really meant they couldn't let go of the SEGA Genesis. Because they're cheap bastards, the reset button does nothing, the volume gauge can be moved, but it does nothing. Hell, the statue doesn't even do anything. So now that we have batteries, I can adjust you slightly so you can stare into Sonic's dead eyes. Volume's all the way up. We're not making Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces is a myth. Sonic Mania forever. We also have Sonic's new sidekick, the most important part of the packaging. Silica gel, throw away, do not eat, desiccant. Oh, this smells like Chaos Emeralds. Let's play this bit. So, as I said before, we're powered by rings. So you just kind of, and then once it's fully charged up with its stupid sonic energies, put it in your Switch. Sonic Forces. See that? That was the lead up to Sonic Mania.
A quiet hissing, and then silence.
So, in a stroke of common sense, like Bethesda, with the guy who made the one mod for Morrowind that was a city that floated above Vivek. SEGA saw a fan game being made by some probably like overweight neckbeardy guy and was like, you hired. And Nintendo saw a remake of Zelda in somewhat blocky 3D and Metroid 2 in not gross NES graphics and was like, F you. So SEGA is what Nintendo don't.
What are you doing?
What?
Dude.
Sega Genesis.
No, that's not. This is Nintendo Switch. Sega died.
But 20 years of Sega.
Dude,
100 years of Sega.
Just put it.
Trigger.
Put it down. Use this.
The f is this? What is swish?
It's good. It's good.
So like, genuinely, why is Nintendo retarded? Even Sega with the Dreamcast understood that the A button goes on the bottom, not B. When you are holding a controller, your thumb rests on the bottom button. Your first instinct to press is the bottom button. When I select things and I see text in games, like, I can't think of a Nintendo Switch game that has text, but I doubt there isn't one. I will press B because I am used to tradition, and Nintendo is like, F you. You're pressing B. Though, I do understand, all jokes aside, of course, why they did it. This was made with Japanese markets in mind. This is where the circle button would be on the far superior PlayStation system. The Japanese circle things that they want, cross out things that they don't want, where X is on the PlayStation. Of course, it means nothing in America, where the X is confirm and the circle is deny, which doesn't fully make sense thinking about it, but I don't like to think about things. I'm rather simple. I like the PlayStation console. Thus, Japan is cancer.
Okay, well, there we go.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. F hang me right now. Da-da-da-da. This is going to be like every Sonic game, isn't it? Ah, f I wanted Knuckles with Knuckles and Knuckles! This is not a fanfiction. Nobody likes Sonic. Look at it. Look at this. He's on top of a biplane just standing there like this is a normal day for him. Wind resistance apparently means nothing. So this is already an improvement over Sonic 1 and 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Because you can pick Knuckles from the beginning. You don't even have to plug in that useless Knuckles cartridge. Useful Knuckles cartridge. Brings a caveat on it because it makes Sonic 2 actually baseline not terrible, but slightly more acceptable. It's not good, but it's not bad, you know, that middle ground. And it brings Sonic 3 from a terrible game to a rather alright game for like a third of it. Even better, there is a cheat code that you can select that allows you to enable Knuckles and Knuckles. You can play this game in the definitive edition, Sonic Mania, but we could do better. Knuckles Mania, featuring Knuckles and Knuckles, featuring Knuckles from Devil May Cry. The other Knuckles is going to be called Cuckles. Look at this beat red nipple, like he got suckled and f***ed by the progenitor Nickels. I would like to think that Cuckles is actually the Sonic Boom incarnate of Knuckles. Just, you know, slightly before he got muscular and started becoming a feminist and cancer all around. Either that or Metal Knuckles from Sonic R or Mecha Knuckles from Sonic Advance 2. Zawarulo! Oh boy, the new special stage. Let's see how much Sega has learned. This is so much worse. These 3D models look like they were ripped from fucking Sonic art. It's so much worse. F the rings. Yeah, I beat the special stage. Wait, what? The special stage in this game is actually genuinely pretty decent. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It mixes elements of all of Sonic, but not in a way that's garbage. The controls are really slidey. It's almost like Sega's attempt at making a drift racing game, or their attempt at Knuckles Initial D, or Initial Knuckles D, you know, because it's Knuckles drift around the corner into Rouge. She's 18, she can take it. Why can't you lie to this? Are you serious? F this game! Yes, bitch! Kill. This minigame is really unoriginal to me. Just like a lot of things that appear in this game where you literally just run forward and collect rings. It feels kind of like a combination of all the other special stages. Like they took all this shit and just kind of shoveled it into one big pile. At the tip of the mountain was this minigame. Sonic C's special stage has you beating up UFO. Sonic 3's special stage has you collecting blue spheres. But the minigame it actually most resembles is Knuckles Chaotix. So in that one, you're running inside a tube of some sort that has hazards in it, as you would expect. Standard Sonic minigame bullshit. And you collect rings to extend your time and blue spheres, but you need a certain number of them to win. Sort of like in this stage, except in this, blue spheres are only a vessel to go faster to achieve your win. It still ultimately requires, in my opinion, a little more skill, because you do have to drift or jump those corners decently. But overall, they're pretty parallel. There's also that little caveat if you can fall off the course. Like I did. On another note, why do people even play Blue Spheres? Like, speaking of, Sonic 3 and Knuckles was an alright, it was a middling game. 5 out of 10, get it out of my face. But, Blue Spheres is the most insidious thing to ever come out of Team Sonic. Simple in concept, but in practice, you'll be ripping your skin off more than you'll ever be actually winning blue spheres. And I promise you that is a fact. Unless you lived in the 80s and you sat there all day with the blue spheres game that you get if you put any 32X game on Knuckles and Sonic that isn't a Sonic game, mind you, you will lose every time. It's just infuriating, it's not good. The music is repetitive and stupid, and the mechanics for the game don't make it more accessible to this minigame. 0 out of 10. Drags the entire game down with it. Well, the shield in this game stays on for more than 3 seconds, unlike Knuckles 2. This game is trash. It might be possible that the checkpoints are easier to find in this game than in Knuckles 2, and it has saves. Only took them 23 years. Okay, are they seriously just recycling everything, including the bosses? It has an Evangelion. Why? Why? Why is this in this game? Why is this in this game? Let's just climb for a bit. F this game. I remember this. Oh, okay, I don't remember this. At least he's trying to change it up. Oh my god! They have brought back the single greatest Sonic game in existence. A combination of the tier bull that is Puyo Puyo mixed with the mastery that is Tetris and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. This is literally the only game that Sonic has ever produced that I've enjoyed. This is how top shelf this shit is. I could do a line of coke made of the coating from this game and be on a permanent ride to happiness for the end of time. If they f this up, I will literally take a shit on that Sonic statue. I hate this trash. Puyo Puyo has so many flaws with the f***ing stick. It causes me to do dumb shit like this. Case in point, go play Tetris. Even with Puyo Puyo Tetris on the Switch, you have no excuse. It might even be on the PS4, because they're porting childish bullshit to everything these days. After you beat the Mean Bean Machine, rest in pieces, a once truly great game, you get to the first original stage in this game, Studiopolis. At first, it seems okay, but once you actually start to look at some of the everything, you realize that it's that obligatory carnival stage that's in every Sonic game. It's also kind of stupid in every Sonic game. Nobody told me that they were going to be including Peggle as a f***ing reference in this game. This is the worst stage in history. It only just now occurred to me something, though. Just shut the f*** up while I have this revelation. Knuckles is a shameless ripoff of the Iron Fist. Knuckles the Echidna. Danny the Rand. Knuckles is the protector of the 6 Chaos Emeralds. 7 in more recent games. Or the 10 Chaos Rings, depending. Whatever. He sits on an island all day watching these things, making sure it never gets a f***ing single speck of dust on them. He's got a just like run over and like, oh, dust the shit off ya. Danny Rand. Iron Fist. Glowing Fist. Knuckles. Fist nipples. Both have special f***ing punching abilities compared to other characters in their series. Both protected item or place. Danny Rand is the Iron Fist, protector of Kowloon. It's a mystical place in the Himalayas in China. You can only get through every 10 years, and the Iron Fist is supposed to stand at the gate and guard it, like a good little guard dog. And we all know, if you've watched the Netflix show or read the comics, that doesn't f***ing happen. But beside the point. They sit in the middle of nowhere, doing virtually nothing but staring at an object. Both of them fail at it, both of them have adventures, with the same character. F*** you, SEGA. I've discovered your secret, and I'm emailing Marvel at this very second. We're getting a lawsuit started. Now, like, serious note, putting the character aside that I portray throughout most of these videos, the creator of Sonic Mania actually did genuinely lose a point to impress me, with Studiopolis being the first original stage where he could actually show what he wants to do with Sonic, or what he could do even. And it's just a stage that you go through it, and it references every single little cool thing that he found about Sonic or Sega as a whole. Eggman in moving pictures, ages, signs, just literally anything you could think of. The f***ing red orbs from Blue Spheres are all over the place in this level. It honestly loses points with me because of this. I don't think I can beat this myself. If only I had a friend to give the suck to.
Yo, what's good?
Nobody likes you.
You know that's right.
So, like Resident Evil 6's Ada Wong chapter, for example. Actually, it's the only example I can think of for this. Player 1 has control of the camera, and breaking walls, and items, and doing literally everything that is a function in this game, besides hitting enemies and running around. But, Player 2 can't die, unlike Hunk in Resident Evil 6. So I guess that's a bonus. honestly, this is really only useful for boss fights, and in my opinion, slightly insulting to the player's skill, because player 2 can literally just keep going and going and dying and and sucking and dying and dying and dying, and player 1 just only has to dodge attacks while player 2 figures out what the is going on. It makes everything stupidly easy, in my opinion. In regards to boss fights, of course, that aren't the Mean Bean Machine. Rest in peace. Now, that being said, it is actually more beneficial over previous Sonic games to have a player 2 in this, because the AI is absolutely retarded. Sometimes it honestly knows what it's doing, and it's just, you know, AI levels of semi-helpful, and then there are times where it just runs into a wall, infinitely, not doing anything. This game is perfect. Where does it keep going? He obviously doesn't want to be with me. Okay, this boss in particular. So you get to the final boss, and Eggles and his robot are fighting over the sacred gemstone or whatever the it is. It's probably the big emerald for all I care. I don't. It's the big diamond dick. And Knuckles is just like, that's robot. This boss. This boss. This boss. You cover this boss's stank. Get the shit off my screen. But this this Eggman robot boss is actually pretty fucking great though. He's like, catch these hands, nibba.
Dude, why do you suck at this game?
I don't like you.
Dude, I beat this boss like 4 times. By 4 times, I of course mean only twice, but I still beat it like 4 times.
Oh, 4 times, 4 times. No one likes you.
Listen, Linda, I'll poop on you.
Listen, Lindis, I've already pooped in your toilet.
The game is over.
I didn't flush.
That's it. I think I'm gonna poop on you now.
Bring it.
Let's go. You know, I want to thank you for actually, like, taking the time after having killed yourself, probably the 2nd time, for doing this for me. I could have done it myself, but as we all know, my content is terrible when I do it by myself. You're a very good stand-in. I appreciate that.
You know how it is. I am the resident crucifier of semi-okay games.
I respect that. Why don't you, I want to step out. Why don't you, finish the job, as it were.
And now that we're alone, he's a Ba-ba-bum! 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 Yourself! Ladies and gentlemen, he's been executed. What's next on the chopping block?
It's a comp. See, it's kind of a double entendre because in the video it's gonna seem like I'm forcing you to do this. In reality, I kind of am still. When we get to your Persona video, you'll not want to shoot yourself as much, I think.
I'm just talking to myself!
That's what Mike Shinoda's doing right now.
Oh, we got it on tape, you son of a...
I'm sorry, Mike.